Following a very interesting conversation I had, I was led to start looking at the difference between teaching our children that there are magical solutions that take our pain away from us and take problems away from us, versus teaching our children to take responsibility for whatever they're facing and find solutions and for themselves, obviously with our support and guidance and everything that they need, and helping them to learn and making suggestions. But in any case, a lot of our parenting techniques these days rely on fairy tales, rely on this wishful thinking, and rely on instant gratification, and that problems are things that happen to us and the solutions are things that are miracles or they're given to us, or it's this beautiful coincidence that takes the problem away from us. And obviously reality is not like that. You know, you end up growing up and going, what the fuck is going on? And shit's just flying left, right, and center. And all you're doing is sitting there and hoping things will get better, hoping that something will come and save you. Obviously, it's not, because reality doesn't work that way. That's fairy tales. But we are teaching our kids to think that fairy tales are real, to think that the magical endings do happen, without us having to actually do anything about it. It's just magically, it happens. Woo! So we're setting them up for failure, because welcome to the real world. Not every child is going to be able to adapt to having to develop solutions for themselves. Not every child is going to be able to so easily just slip into adult life and taking responsibility for things and developing solutions for the problems in their lives. Some of us struggle more than others with certain types of problems, and some people find good coping mechanisms, some people find bad coping mechanisms. I mean, just think of how many people resort to self-destructive patterns and habits like alcoholism, drug use, bad relationships, all kinds of things that they do because they think that they can't change, because this is just what's happened to them and this just keeps happening to them, and never really taking responsibility for saying, how am I creating this? How can I be part of changing this? And we can help each other and we can help our children by changing our approach, by making it less about magical solutions and more about what can we practically do to change this situation into one that we would prefer. What can we practically do to solve the problem in front of us? And I think that those are actual real life lessons, because it's giving kids the tools to deal with issues that they're going to face later on in life. And when they're kids, you can give them smaller things that they can cope with. And you know, slowly but surely as we grow older, yes, things become more challenging, so the challenges become more challenging. But if we end up, one day we're leaving school and we're like, woo, the world is in front of me, and then shit starts happening and it's at like this high level and you don't know how to cope with it because you never learned how to cope with anything at a lower level. You have no tools at all. You've no idea what to do. It's like a 50-50 chance whether you're going to be able to actually get through it or not. And that's going to depend on a lot of other factors. So, I'm sorry for the wobbly camera. I'm just being eaten alive by blood-sucking insects here. So, let's teach our kids that wishful thinking and magical thinking is a fairy tale, and that there's a difference between fairy tales and reality, and that the problems we face can be solved by us, and we are the ones who have the ability and the power to change our lives. All right. Thanks for watching. You can see me next time.